Do you think you're learning English too slowly? Did you expect to be way more advanced at this point? Do you avoid learning grammar like the plague? If your answers are yes, yes, and yes to these questions, there is a high chance you're slowing down your learning big time. Hey, my fellow English learner! You're watching Fluent English with Lady Giraffe. I'm Olga, and today I'm gonna share 5 very common mistakes among English learners. I'm guilty of them too, as well as practical solutions to correct these mistakes. Feel free to disagree with me in the comments. I'd love to hear your opinions. So first, answer me this now. Do you often compare yourself to other English learners? Do you think that they have some innate language learning talent and you don't? Do you think that you're just bad at learning? Well, if you do, you're kinda sabotaging your progress. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes of the learning journeys of other people, how much free time they have, how much energy they have to spend on learning, how much money they can afford to spend on teachers and learning resources, their motivations, etc. So comparing yourself to other learners is the mistake number 1. And here's the solution. Learners share the methods that worked for them all the time, either personally or on the internet. Try these methods out and try to find inspiration in other people's stories instead of wasting your time thinking that you'll never be able to speak as well as they do. Because with time and practice, you will. However, if someone is telling you that you can become fluent in English in, say, 3 weeks or 3 months, they're blatantly lying. You might go far if you're studying for 8 hours a day for months. But who has time for that? It's a mistake to expect fast results because eventually you'll be seriously disappointed. Solution: instead of having one really big and maybe a bit unrealistic goal of achieving fluency in a year or 2, consider planning many little but achievable goals like I'm gonna finish this book in English, or I'm gonna establish the habit of practicing English for an hour a day. And do you think you should expect to reach fluency if you study for a couple of hours on weekends and that's it? Let's look at these numbers from the British Council website. They're very approximate, but imagine you study English every Saturday for an hour and every Sunday for an hour every week. There are 52 weeks a year. This means that you'll need at least 5 years to reach B2 and at least 7 years to reach C1 in English. Not studying regularly is our mistake number 3. Solution: instead of studying every once in a while, find time in your daily life for learning English. Even if it's just something like reading an article on BBC or watching comedy skits on YouTube or watching an episode of your favorite TV series. Speaking of TV series, many people on the internet claim that they learned English exclusively through watching TV series, movies, and playing games. More often than not, they like to conceal the fact that they studied English at school, but that's not important here. What is important is that their posts are usually filled with grammar mistakes and are difficult to understand. It is a mistake, in my opinion, to avoid studying grammar altogether. Solution: Learning grammar rules and doing grammar exercises will make you progress in English much faster than if you just watched movies all day long. Continue watching your favorite movies, TV series, and playing games, but brush up on your grammar skills along the way. You might study grammar by yourself by using a good grammar book and different resources on the internet, or you can take an easier route and find a teacher. The teacher will help you pinpoint your exact grammar weaknesses and help you practice grammar effectively. But the question is, does it have to be a native English speaker? A lot of learners are obsessed with finding a teacher whose native language is English. And they won't even consider somebody who has a foreign accent. But the thing is, there are great and awful teachers among both native and non-native speakers of English. I'm also seeing many learners complaining about not being able to find a speaking partner to practice their speaking skills in English. Who do you think they're looking for? An English learner or a native English speaker? If you think they're only interested in native English speakers, you're right. But consider two things. First, how many native speakers are there in the world? And how many English learners? Well, there are around 400 million native English speakers and up to 1.5 billion English learners. Just think about it. And second, what are the chances that you have something in common with a random person whose English is their first language? You have a much better chance of having something in common with an English learner. At least both of you have the same goal of improving your English, so you'll have quite a few topics to discuss. So in my opinion, it's a huge mistake to limit yourself to only native English speakers when it comes to finding a teacher or your speaking buddy. Solution: just focus on finding a good teacher or a good speaking partner, and not necessarily someone whose native language is English. My best teachers and my best speaking partners were all English learners at some point, and I wouldn't have changed that experience for the world. If you've enjoyed this video and want to hear my story of reaching an advanced level of English, watch this video next. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time with more awesome language content.